shout out to the Dub. Hey,
watch this.
Hey, number one Dub.
Football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hoods, put it in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook. Hold up. Coach Carter still on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack, he be on the scene, rocking the gear, it's so clean. We rise and go easy, after easy, push easy. When my steppers are special gifts, make it pleasing so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All my fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub. 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 That GF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That GF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, number one high school podcast starring Pat O'Teasy, Jeremy McInnes, Coach Carr, and Brian Reiser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out.
There you go. Raleigh Dodge, South Lake Carroll. We shout the Dub. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Salute B-Rise in the building. Let me bring Coach Carr. He finally. There you go. There you go. We got my homie Coach Carr, B-Rise, and we got a special, maybe a little bit extra special show tonight and guest tonight. We got I meant to talk to her in the background about it, but like she's like one of the proteges from the GOAT, right? From one of our GOATs in the Metroplex. And we're gonna let her tell us about that. You know, I meant to ask her about that, but Willow was hogging up all the talk time. We didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to know Coach's middle name or nothing. We didn't know nothing, but that's okay, cause she in the building. Everybody, let's salute Coach Collins.
How y'all doing?
Hey, all right, how you doing, Coach?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just man, I don't want to dig too far into it because I want you to kind of give us a catch us up real quickly, just kind of your background and how you got to this point. Just kind of let everybody know about Miss Coach Nicole or Mrs. I'm sorry, Nicole Collins.
So how I got into basketball, honestly, it was a God thing. I mean, giving you the short story, I played it and graduated from Baylor. Had every plans on going to medical school and took a year off from school. And my high school coach that I was still pretty close with had just come back from working the UT women's basketball camp. And he tells me about how he met this great female coach in the DFW area. And he was like, she's looking for, a really good freshman coach, somebody that's young, that knows the game, that, fresh out of college. Long story short, and was like, I think you should go into it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to coach. I don't want to coach kids. I love kids, but I just don't want to coach basketball. And he was like, I think you should think about it. And I prayed about it. I decided to go on the interview. I drove up to Fort Worth. It was at Fort Worth Dunbar. Andrea Robinson was the head coach, and she offered me the job on the spot. And I decided to take it. And I was like, I'll try it at least for a year and see how that works out. And I fell in love with it and never looked back. So, yeah, I got a chance to coach under Coach Robinson at Dunbar, and then came with her to Cedar Hill and got to coach with her while she was at Cedar Hill. And I think everybody already knows all the accolades that she has. So I definitely got a chance to learn from the great.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So up to this point, now how long you been the head coach at Cedar Hill?
Man, I can't even believe it. This is 11 years. This is 11 years.
11.
Yeah, time flies.
You don't even look that old to be no head coach.
Black don't crack. Black don't crack. I'll be 45 this year.
Oh, you older than B-Ryan. Oh, wow. Well, Coach Carter, old head of the show.
This is 11 years.
Yeah, he big. I'm little.
Say, I'm put you like this, Coach. I ain't old enough to be your daddy. I'm not even old enough to be your uncle, Coach. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
You know what I mean? I might just be big bro. What up, big bro? That's where
I
we at.
got you.
Yeah. Don't let him come in here with that foolishness, Coach.
Tell him, Willow.
He only the oldest by a couple months. Yeah, I got a birthday coming, so I'm right behind him. So that's okay. So we both big bros.
Yeah. Big bro, for sure.
We both big bro. Where did you graduate from, Coach?
Baylor. I played at Baylor. The Baylor.
No, high school.
High school, man. I think some people in Dallas know it as Pasadena Dobie because that was the district we were in, but it's not in Pasadena. J. Frank Dobie High School.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Country girl.
No, it's not the country. It's like a suburb. It's a suburb, kind of like how Cedar is to Dallas. It's like
What part of Texas? What is it
it's
near?
like southeast. So you're gonna be near a Pearland, Clearbrook area. It's like
she from the Mustard City, Coach.
Yeah, she from Mustard, Houston.
Yeah, I'm from the H. I am.
Don't bound us, Coach.
But I love Dallas, though. I do. Yeah. I actually love Dallas. I've been here almost 20 years.
Oh yeah, you definitely Dallas.
She done got that must off her, Coach. She done got that must off her. She good.
Yeah. That Houston must is gone. So
yeah.
Nah, you gotta show some love to Houston a little bit.
No, Coach, you don't want to show that type of love, Coach. That's frowned upon.
Look at that. Look at Pete. Look at Pete. Look at Pete. Yeah, shout out to Pete. Pete, he down there at H-Town now, man. Look at H-Town run this state. It only in your musty dreams, Pete. That's the only way he used to go ever. Anyway, back to Coach. Coach, obviously, this has been a great year for you guys, for your team.
Yeah.
I was actually at your last game last year against, and now we talked about that on the phone against DeSoto. Yeah. Well, I guess you lost against your mentor, right? Your mentor versus mentee. You fell short, but that was a great game. It was a great game. So take us from that last game to the start of the season. What was the mindset? What did you do to get your team prepared? And did anything happen, transpire to kind of give y'all that extra motivation, or was it just, hey man, we just work?
Man, okay, so we lose in the third round of DeSoto, and that's unfortunately been a little bit of our story. I mean, prior to this year, we've gotten to the regional finals twice, and we lost twice, and once was to DeSoto, once was to Duncanville. We lost last year in the third round to DeSoto, and it was just like, we keep getting in that hump, but we're not getting over it. And I just, I'm always going to, with everything I do, I'm going to pray, I'm going to ask God, help me guide my team where I need to go and where we need to focus on this vision. And I just kind of felt like our motto for the next year was going to be Trailblazers. Like, you got to be the one that starts it, the one that is able to get past the hump, the one that is able to finish the journey. We've had a lot of great players come through Cedar Hill. I've been blessed with a lot of great teams. That 2018-2019 team, we were ranked, I think, as high as number 7 in the nation at one point in time. We were number 1 in state all year long. And then we had some injuries hit us in the playoffs. So we've had some talent. I mean, that's not been the case, but just never really been able to get over that hump. And we also do something I feel like that's a little bit different. We do a boot camp in the off season. And I took that from Joey McGuire, who used to be the head coach at Cedar Hill, that's now at Texas Tech, and kind of tailored it for basketball. So, like, we really, really, really grind in that offseason. Been doing it for the last 10 years. And I just think, like with anything, it's a process, and you just got to trust the process. And we just had the right group of kids that bought in, and I've got an amazing set of parents. And I think that that's the thing that sometimes people, when they're looking from the outside in, it's never just one thing. Sometimes it's like people think you just got to have, the McDonald's All-American. You got to have 5 kids that are top 25. And don't get me wrong, every coach wants that, but you're not always going to get that. But when you can get a set of kids that play for each other, that play with each other, that actually love each other, that are for each other, you don't have to address issues in the locker room. When you got parents that allow you to coach their kids hard, because I coach my kids hard. and we get after them pretty hard. But my parents support us in that, and they allow us to do that, and I think they trust me with them. And we've got an athletic administration that supports all of that. Man, I just feel like the sky's the limit, and that's what it was. Everything came together the way that it needed to.
Yes, ma'am. B-Rod, little bruh, baby bruh, you got anything for Coach?
So you know what, Coach? You know, we talk about in football how, you know, it's the District of Doom in football, the hardest district. Do you feel that way in girls basketball as well? You know, like I'm pretty sure, you know, y'all playing Langston girls, Duncanville, DeSoto. I mean, that's challenging within itself. You know, what do you think as far as our district is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's no brainer. I mean, it's the District of Doom. I think damn near in every single sport. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you think about track, boys basketball, football, girls basketball, but definitely for us. I mean, I was just reading an article earlier today that right now our district in girls basketball is 13-2 in the playoffs, and there's not even another district that's even close to that. You've got us, you got Lancaster going to the state semifinals. I mean, Duncanville, we already know the powerhouse that they've always been. DeSoto, they made it to the third round and only got beat by another 11-6A opponent. So I just think that speaks for itself. That, I mean, it's been like that since I've been here. You know, as a coach, you got to come with your A game. You got to be on point, because it's not even just you're going against the players. You're going against some of the best coaches in the state. And even with the teams that are not necessarily ranked, you know, those coaches are putting in the work, and those kids are competing even in ways that sometimes you feel like they shouldn't. So, yeah, I think by far District of Doom is definitely what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Coach Carr. Oh, you got something else, B-Rod?
That's all I got.
You stole one of my questions. That's why I went ahead and told you. You know, I was going to ask about the District of Doom. Because it really is. Like, people think it's football, but that thing is crazy. Boys basketball, girls basketball.
It is.
Girls track is going to be off the chain.
It sure is. I think everybody's looking forward to that.
Yes. Okay, big bro. Is that an OVL on your hand? Hold on, man. You kind of, they not like us.
No, that's SOC.
Oh, it look like an OVL. Watch out now.
You know, no. I'm representing South Oak Clip today, Coach. I need to get ready because, you know, I'm about to own some stock in stock right now. So yeah, just getting ready for it, Coach. We getting ready for a championship too, Coach, in basketball, the D League, Coach. We getting ready to take on SOC and that 7-time defending champion over there that they got going on, and you know, so we're excited about that, Coach. We welcome the challenge. So, you know, winners roll together, Coach. So congratulations to you. Question though, what other boys basketball team in 11-6A is playing for state or still in the playoffs?
You said boys?
Yeah.
I think Duncanville?
So is it safe to say? So is it safe to say that the girls got the best basketball 11-6A, Coach?
I mean, I would say so.
What place did y'all get in district, Coach?
Man, that's the crazy thing. We were in a position that last game. It came down to the last game, tied for first, and we laid an egg. Just call it what it is. We didn't do what we needed to do. Didn't show up, and we dropped from being tied for first to all the way to the third place.
But y'all needed to lose, Coach.
Yeah, we did. And sometimes those losses are the best things that can happen.
Yeah. Y'all needed to lose to get back focused.
Yeah.
What, like after that loss, what was the message to the team moving forward?
I mean, at the end of the day, just trying to get them to understand, man, like you got to show up. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We had some games where kids were extremely sick and not feeling well and coming off of tweaks, but at the end of the day, nobody cares about that. You got to show up and you got to perform. But how I look at it is the past. This was a conversation we had also in the playoffs, really going into our Duncanville game that we just had. To me, the past is just meant to remind you what you've come through or trying to show you what you needed to grow from. And you can't hold on to it. And I think sometimes that's what we do as people. We hold on to it. We don't let it go, and we're not able to move past it. And so I've always taught my kids, you never get stuck on a high or a low. I mean, obviously that was a low game for us. We hadn't lost any games at home. In our last game, we don't show up. This game, we just played Duncanville. It's a great feat for us to beat them. But at the end of the day, we got to move on because we play Plano East on Tuesday. So I just think you enjoy it in the moment, but you got to move on. You know, you
Yeah,
got to think
wins. Yeah, wins and losses take them out the same amount of time to enjoy.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You got 24 hours to enjoy it.
That's right.
And really, when I look at losses, it ain't something I harp on. I enjoy those too. Because it's a chance for us to work on the things that's going to get us better. You know what I'm saying? Losers keep losing, and that's a whole different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But for winners, when we lose, it's more of, okay, that needed to happen, or we got too comfortable, or, you know what I'm saying, we overlooked our opponent. You know what I mean? And I think going into the playoffs, losing a game like that, and then going into the playoffs actually makes you stronger for the playoffs.
I agree.
Because it's just an opportunity right now at the most. Because listen, it's like football. Whoever hot, they hot. You know what I mean? And you want to get hot at the right time, and the start of the playoffs is the right time. Like it's a whole new season. So, what are some of the things that you're doing? You say there's a process, and in the past, this process hasn't been too nice to you, right? Like it hasn't given you that state title that you're ultimately looking for.
Yeah.
What do you see in this team that makes you feel extremely confident that we can get this done versus the teams in the past?
I just think it's because, in all honesty, when you look at our lineup, and it's not me diminishing any of their abilities, none of my kids are the top 25 in the country. They're not, the kid that's going to the Power 5. I mean, they're kids that are definitely going to play at the next level. And I think because of that, sometimes that allows kids to kind of gel a little bit better and really welcome that role that they need for the team to be as strong as it is. And I think that that's one thing, but it's like what I was saying earlier, like we got a group of kids, man, they love each other. They play for each other. They fight for each other. Like they really do ride for each other. And I think that matters when you got a group of kids that they actually enjoy each other off the court. And not saying that I haven't had teams like that. I just think at one point in time, we called them the Elite Eight because we were down to 8 kids. And we only had 8 the majority of the season. And so these babies were battling through a lot of physical, mental, emotional fatigue, but they kept battling through it and moved a couple of kids up from JV and our freshman team. And they've helped a lot. But the core of that team is the 8 that have been there the majority of the time. And I just think they got some resilience about them.
But Coach, here's the thing. You said something. Every team that I've been on that won a championship, like we were friends off the field. Like we hung out together. Like we were kicking it. Like we know each other. And to me, that's a common denominator when you're talking about championship teams. Championship teams build a relationship away from the game. And so when they get on the court, what you're seeing is a combination of, we play together, but the love for each other, because if somebody do something that is like, okay, this might have cost us the game, or why would you do that? It's not, man, what you doing? You tripping. It's, all right, come on, baby, we got it. We all right, get it. We're going to get through this. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that allows teams to play loose because they know they're playing for their family and their family got them. So in the case of a mistake, it's not truly a mistake. It's something that happens in the game that uplifts that kid and uplifts the team. So I'm here for you, Coach. I love what you're doing, man. And I called you, man. I'm sorry, Coach. But I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing, Coach.
Put your glasses on. Put your glasses on, Willow. Put your glasses.
Coach, I can still see she a lady. She's a lady, okay?
A lady. That is not a boy, Damon.
She's a lady. Coach, your best episode of Martin.
It got to be when he went to the island. And he was like, that ain't no damn That was like, that's the one I think I watched that over and over. Oh my God.
When he won the one on the back of the cereal box? That's the episode? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Who your favorite character, though? Who your favorite Marty character?
I don't know if I would say Shanae. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess I'll probably say her. I'll probably say
You,
Shanae.
Shanae.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. I'm gonna let J May get it back. All right. Jamie Foxx show. Hold on, because you're an 80s baby, so I'm gonna give you this. Jamie Foxx show, Martin, and Living Color.
Oh, I'm going with Martin. I'm going with Martin all day.
All right.
I could literally watch all of those episodes.
All day?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I give you more than that. And the only thing come close to Martin is the Chappelle show.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
He stopped that too soon, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did.
He was on a roll. He was on a roll with that one.
Hey, this is a true story. I go to bed to Martin every night.
Really?
Every night I catch it's either Martin or Jamie Foxx. Every night.
Both of them on Netflix now, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, they don't be to MTV every night. Every night when it's time to go to bed.
On BT and MTV, yeah.
Yeah.
I watch it. And the crazy thing is, because I can't see without my glasses, right? I don't even need my glasses because I know every episode by heart. So I just be listening and I can play it in my head.
Yeah.
I can play it in my head.
But my all-time favorite J Mac.
So I just be listening and I can play it in my head.
Is my all-time favorite is my all-time favorite is the Nino Brown New Jack City scene. That is by far my all-time favorite of all time. Like when he told the dog to sit and lay, I lost.
I was literally talking about that episode like a couple weeks ago.
Oh man!
And you know what's so funny about that is, if you saw the reunion show, they talked about how that really happened. They were supposed to have a live dog, right? But the live dog didn't show. So basically, Martin like ad-libbed that whole scene, and that's why you can see. You go back, you can see Tommy there was trying to keep from laughing.
They was trying.
Yeah. Tommy had the hardest time on that one, boy. Him and Pam.
Oh my God! Coach, we sorry, Coach. We didn't mean to bring you over here and talk about Martin, but you just never know when you come to the dub. I'm just be honest. You never know what.
I appreciate it.
But before you get out of here, I'll be crazy not to ask you about these players and for you to tell us about some individuals, because I thought last year Red was such a big part of that team that maybe you would take a step back, but for you guys to actually go further, just tell us about the players. Give us some players that we should be looking for, this Tuesday, and who's really been a big part of the program and getting y'all to where you at.
Okay, well, I'm senior heavy this year, so Rylan Jones, my power forward, number 12. I mean, she's just been a consistent presence in the paint that's been hard for a lot of people to stop. I mean, she's almost averaging a double-double. She was huge against Duncanville on Friday. I think she finished with like 17 and 8 or 9 rebounds. But she's tough, man. She's tough. She's a really solid finisher. Then you got Brooklyn King, our stretch four, who, I mean, just 5'11", 6 foot, solid body that can shoot the three well, that can bang in the post, that's got a nice little pull up. I mean, she's just fiery. I mean, I love that kid. I've had her for 4 years. Gonna be really sad missing her when she graduates. And then you got Lentoria Daniels. So I'm kind of giving you my forwards. Lentoria Daniels, she's a junior, 33, just raw and athletic. It's her second year on varsity. She's averaging right under a double-double. And it's just, she can jump out the gym. So it's just really hard for people to keep her off the boards. And then my point guard, Trinity Thomas, I'm going to tell you the thing about her, I think she's the one who goes the most unnoticed because she's not got the big body. She's not a super flashy point guard, but she's actually got deceptive speed, is an elite defender. I mean, by far is one of the best defenders in the state of Texas, can lock anybody up. But honestly, we don't go as far as we do if we don't have Trent. Because at the end of the day, I think everybody knows this, like basketball is a guards game. You can have bigs, but if you don't have guards who can get it to them, you don't have guards who can control the floor, then you won't have any sense of control on the floor. And so she's done an immaculate job this year of really running the point by herself. In the past, she had other people that she was sharing that job with. And then Micaiah Risby, this is my second year with her, and just shooting guard who can shoot the ball. She can shoot the hell out the ball. And she's a two-way player, can defend. And I got to mention my two coming in off the bench. Sydney Moultrie, just spot-up shooter, probably our best spot-up shooter in the program. She's also a senior. And then Olivia Ward, I'm telling you, she was number 10. Y'all that were at the game, she was number 10 who was guarding Cece. She was that gnat that didn't come off of her that I think, again, I told her we don't win that game if she doesn't defend the way she does. She just got a heart. She's got a heart that's going to go out, and just her work ethic. And she, again, is a kid that nobody's going to necessarily focus on. But, I mean, she's those kind of players that make that puzzle come together for sure.
Man, it's
and then
it's just
I
amazing.
left one out that by far, I'm telling you, the future, Dawn Jones, sophomore, freak athlete. Athlete.
Wow.
For 5. I mean, she's just a freak athlete, and sometimes she gets in her own way, but when she's locked in, she's tough. She's tough. So those are my 8 that I had this year. That was the majority of our team. So they're the ones who have carried us where we've gone. So we're gonna go as far as they take us.
So I gotta ask you this, because you played for Kilmorky, right?
I did.
So now you don't dress like her.
No, I'm not as flamboyant as she is. Like she real flashy. She real flashy. She like that sequence.
Do you think you tailor your coaching style after her or Coach Robinson, or is it just you kind of a mixture of both?
I think it's probably a mixture of both and a combination of how I played. Like I just was real fiery. I'm gonna talk mess on the floor, get in your face. Like I was obviously always undersized, but I just didn't believe in that just because you small, you play small. You got to play bigger than you are. I don't believe in backing down to nobody. And I was coached by Coach Mulkey, who's same type of mentality and same type of player. She was small, but obviously that didn't stop her from becoming a national champion. And then Coach Robinson, everybody knows she's a spitfire on the sideline too. So I think you just kind of combine all of that. That's kind of what you see on the sideline.
Hey, that's great, Coach. And we know you're in the middle of a playoff run. I kept you 10 minutes over, so I apologize.
No, it's good. I enjoyed myself.
I apologize, but I tell you what, man, this has been great. And we just need a dub invite to the parade, because I wish you a championship, with everything I can, man. I give you all the positive energy and good luck that you need. And bring it home. I
appreciate that, and we're gonna do that.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, y'all give a big salute too, Coach Collins.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Oh man, I love Coach, man. That was
Coach good people, man. She good people.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, speaking of good people, hey man, I think I got a coach in the background out here. He look like he's flexing his muscles, man. He must just got to working out.
Coach, you ought to see him, man. That man there looking ripped.
Hey, look at this. Coach is out here on the tackling. He been on the tackling dummy. What's up, Coach Rayburn? Lone Star. Frisco Lone Star.
Hey, Coach out there doing curls and sit-ups before he came on.
Yeah. What you got? How you doing, Coach?
Oh, Coach, you done, man, put them little things up. Coach, you just can't be out here like that, man.
I think I can't hear you. Can you hear us, Coach?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, Coach.
Y'all hear me?
Been out there working out. Coach. Is it a lag? Can y'all hear Coach?
Coach, you on your phone? You on your cell phone, Coach? Coach lagging a little bit.
I'm on my cell phone. Right. I was trying to figure out how to get on. Yeah, how can I get on? I got my laptop right here too. I can get in here.
I'm gonna say, send Coach Carl your email, and he can email it to you.
No, Coach, all he got to do is copy it and email it to himself.
Oh yeah, just
he got the link. Yeah, just copy it and email it to yourself.
Email it to yourself.
We'll wait on you, Coach. We ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah. Let me look at that real quick. One sec here.
Yeah. Handle your business. We good.
Yeah, coach. We wait on you, man. You came up here because you the second MMA coach we done had.
Yeah, coach. He came in
I
here.
ain't gonna lie, Coach Riley. You got a challenge, man. I'm looking at Coach.
I don't know, coach. we might need to get that together. We might need to get that together. We need to put that game on Saturday and have a real Friday night life. Friday night boxing. What's that used to come on HBO? Friday night boxing. We need to have Friday night MMA. Coach Rayburn versus Coach Dodge. Okay, he came out with the sleeveless on, Coach. He let you know how it's going down. Okay, guns out. Guns out, Coach. Guns out.
Yeah, Coach Rayburn, man, he look like he ready.
Oh, he is ready.
I'm trying to jump on here with this laptop here. Hold on a second here. I keep typing it in here, and it said nothing's coming up here. Let me see if I can get one more time here.
I don't know why Willow just didn't want to take it.
Okay, what, man? What you want me to do, Coach? What you want me to do to make your job easier? I can do that, Coach.
Send me an email. Can you do that?
All right. I can do that, Coach. What's your email, Coach?
Rayburn J.
Hold on. Let me write that down because that's a lot. Rayburn J. at what, Coach?
At Frisco.org.
FriscoISD.org. Okay. All right. I'm finna do that right now, Coach.
Yeah, just that way all you gotta do is open the email and click on the link. That's it.
My fault, Coach. Don't get mad at me because I think no one to act right with him. That's your fault.
Hey, did he just freeze up? Coach, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, well, we got you now. You sound good. So we can just talk to you now until you get the email.
That'll work. I'll switch over as soon as this thing gets on here.
Oh yeah, because he froze up because I guess he using his phone, so he gonna use the phone to send it to you. So Coach, talk to us, man. I saw you spoke at the I-20 clinic. Shout out to Coach Carlos Lynn and Coach Chris, everybody that's over there. How was that for you? And what was you speaking on when you was there?
Yeah, first of all, again, shout out to Coach Lynn and Coach Chris. I've known those guys for a long time. Had a chance to serve on the THSCA board with Carlos. And so we've known each other for years. I was at Duncanville for a short time, for a couple of years, and he was over at Cedar Hill. And we used to do some stuff together in the summertime, play against each other. And Joey's over there. So I know Carlos a long time. And we got a lot of mutual friends. The guy I worked with was his coach in high school. Shout out to Dean Jackson, the legend. And then some of the guys that I've worked with have also worked for Carlos. I got this link right here. Like DeMarcus Harris is DC over there in North Carolina. You guys know DeMarcus. We worked together over at Dallas Hillcrest. And Kendrick Brown worked for him over there. We worked together here. I'm gonna get on my.
Okay, we'll catch you right back. Go ahead.
Cool. I got pulled up right now. All right.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
There we go.
There you go.
Is that better right there?
Way better.
All right, cool. Well, no, it's always an honor to speak at those clinics and just get around your peers and have a chance to share a little knowledge, a few nuggets, and then really just pick up some other stuff from other people. But we were speaking on defensive game plan, and my DC, Kyle Mazikowski, did most of the speaking. I just kind of set him up, teed him up, and introed him and talked about our program a little bit and really about what we do on a weekly basis and how we operate and how we work. And it's worked for us. So we're going to keep doing it and try to make a few tweaks to it. But it's always good to network with those guys, just be around some fellow ball coaches and just be around and find a way to get better this time of year.
Yes, sir. So, hey, give us a little bit about your background. Just kind of, tell us about you and where you're from and how you got to where you're at now.
Yeah, I grew up in Carrollton, played at the powerhouse known as Newman Smith when I was growing up. And, we weren't real successful, but I was one of those kids that loved ball, loved to work. One of those kids that just had to give everything I could just to be on the field. For some reason, there's not too many colleges that had any use for a 5'9", 180-pound half Asian kid playing on the field for them. So I went to school at Oklahoma. I always knew I wanted to coach and be in education, and so went to school at Oklahoma. Helped volunteer in a few small schools up there when I could, and then I got back here, graduated in December, and I started volunteering over at South Lake Carroll. Todd Dodge was my high school coach, and he moved on to Fossil Ridge and to Carroll. And so I always kept in touch with him, and basically my whole high school staff that coached me was over there at Carroll, Clayton George and Todd Dodge and Ron Mendoza, all those guys. So I was volunteering, cutting up tapes in off season, doing that. And then that spring, Clayton George got his first head coaching job at Dallas Hillcrest. So I went over there with him, had a chance to work under him. And, it was a great experience. I was assistant offensive line coach my first year, and I knew absolutely nothing about offensive line. I really didn't know much about anything. I got a chance to work with and for some great people. Like I mentioned, Clayton George and Dean Jackson were really, really big mentors of mine early on, learning how to coach and just learning how to navigate through the profession. Had a chance to stay with those guys for a few years, and then Clayton got a job at Haltom High School. Had a chance to go over there, be the running backs coach, and Coach Lance Dunbar, who he made me a good coach. I still didn't know much, but when you got Lance Dunbar in the backfield, you get him the ball and get out the way. And him and his brother Chris Jones had moved in. That was a time of Katrina, and so they moved in and really helped our team. Clayton moved on to North Texas with Coach Dodge, and so I went back to Hillcrest. Andy Todd was the head coach there. Went back to Hillcrest for a year. I got a chance to work with some guys and make some new relationships, guys like DeMarcus Harris, who's a good friend of mine now. When you go through those trials and tribulations and go through some tough times together and go through some tough things, it makes you go really close together. But went over to Duncanville for a couple of years under Jeff Dykes. Great experience. Got my butt chewed a bunch. Learned a lot about how to run a program, and now I've been at Lone Star for 15 years. So OC for 3 years, and now I've been the head coach at Lone Star for 12 years. So next year will be my 13th year as the head coach at Lone Star. So I've been there since we opened, so I've seen it all.
Good Lord, Coach. Now, you're the second coach we had on here that don't look like they've been coaching.
Right. Yeah, it's aging me a little bit these last couple of seasons, but it's been really good. We've had a lot of success. And we've got great kids, and as you guys know, great players make you a great coach. And we've had so many top end kids. When I first took the job over there as an OC, we're battling just to get a first down. We're battling just to get a stop. But our area has grown so much. We've got a great mix of kids. We got great coaches. And heck, we got 4 guys in the NFL right now. We got another one that's about to be a first round draft pick this next year. So, we got more coming too. So in a good spot. So that's why I've been there so long, because those kids keep coming through there and keep making us look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, you just need to tell your administration stop building schools.
Right.
So you can stop sharing your kids, man.
We've been split from twice now. And,
yeah.
And it's tough. It's really it's the depth, and you guys know, man, just numbers and depth and competition create better football programs. And I think they're done building schools. Now, this year was the first year, and next year will be the second year that we haven't grown in Frisco ISD. So we're in a good spot, and we're landlocked too. So, man, it's a good place to be. So hopefully it'll stay exactly what it is right now, and we'll just continue to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, but y'all, I would say that y'all have been pretty much the best school in Frisco.
Yeah, I'll be consistent for the most part.
Yeah, and I'm most proud of that, the consistency that we've had. And not to toot our own horns, but it's something like 60-6 Lone Star versus the rest of Frisco ISD. So, in our history, we've lost 6 games and won about 60 of them. So, we lost one last year. We lost a couple here and there, but for the most part, we kind of rolled through. And the competition is good. There's a lot of good teams out there, but I'm really proud of the consistency of our program. And my 12 years as head coach, we've averaged 10 wins a year for the last 12 years. So it's been really good for us now. We just got to make that next jump. We played for state championship. We've been in the semifinals, played for a couple of regional finals. We just got to make that big jump and finish the deal off.
What do you think is stopping you from making that big jump? Like what do Frisco Lone Star need to do in order to be consistently in that state championship game?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I think every year it's a little bit different in terms of what we need to do. I think number one, we've got to play a little bit more disciplined football in terms of beating ourselves. I think the last couple of years we've made a few mistakes, and that comes from how we coach, number one, how we prepare and get our kids ready and our kids executing on game night. But the football's so good around here. The Metroplex, just 5A, Division I is so good. So on any given night, anybody can beat anybody. And so we've just got to play that consistent football, consistent disciplined football. And I think we'll get there at some point. Hopefully it's this next year. But we're always knocking on the door. This year we got back to playing on Thanksgiving. We got that back to playing in December, which are big feats. But we lost in the second round for 3 consecutive seasons. And I think for some of our fans and some of our kids, man, that's losing the second round. And yeah, we want to go and go way above that. But we lost to College Station, we lost to Highland Park, and we lost to Longview. So it's not like we've been playing a bunch of slouches.
Right.
Really good teams, and so
yeah, you lose it to teams that consistently play at that next level. You know what I mean? Right. And losing to, I think for you, your next step is to be able to be mentioned in that same sentence as a Highland Park, as a Longview. You know what I mean? When people say, "Oh man, we lost, but we lost to Frisco Lone Star." You know what I mean? So I think for you, taking that next step is actually gonna, if you look at the city of Frisco and all the stuff they're doing, you had Frisco Emerson a couple years ago with Kendall Neal playing in the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you consistently look at Frisco ISD, they have been putting teams that have been going like Reedy, right? That are going 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. Not just one team, but you may have Lone Star one year, you may have Emerson one year, you may have Reedy one year, doing it all in the same year. You know what I mean? So I think for you, Coach, being the cream of the cream, going to a state championship game, playing for the state semifinals, taking that next step, is it more of what you have to do as far as a cultural standpoint to help your guys get to the next level? Is there something you're going to do different in the spring that you haven't done? Is it something that you take an approach to in your preseason scheduling? Like, are there things that's being done to offset those challenges that you've had in the past?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that go into it. Every team's so different, because we always say, the family changes at the end of the season, whether it be coaches moving on, seniors graduating, kids moving in, kids moving out, all those things. So you got a short amount of time to identify what your major issues are and where you could possibly be deficient in some of those games. And quite honestly, we're more talented than most teams we play early on, especially in the regular season. And so we have to make sure we're identifying the things that we're not doing well or the things that are come back and bite us in the butt later on, because at times our kids are so talented, they may get away with it. And we talk a lot about negative success where we're just better than you are at this position. And so that guy he goes and makes a great play. It has nothing to do with anything but God-given ability. And so we have to identify those and get that coached out of them early on. And that's why we play really good people. Like, we scrimmage Denton Ryan, and we'll play Argyle week 1. And so we try to play some really good people early on and find out about ourselves. And really, it's not as much about the wins and losses early on. It's about the big picture. What's going to help us grow the most? What's going to push us to find out what our weaknesses are? Because when you scrimmage Denton Ryan and then you go play Argyle, then you're going to find out a lot about yourselves, good, bad, and ugly. And so our kids need to see that early on as we move forward. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, B. Rise, you got anything for Coach?
No, I don't got anything for Coach. No, I don't got anything for
You don't want to talk to Coach?
No, not anything.
What Coach do to you?
Oh, no, I ain't anything.
Coach, he want you to go to Lake Ridge, Coach. He wants you to go take the job at Lake Ridge, but you never did.
It's kind of a loaded question. I don't want to. It's kind of a loaded question. I really don't want to.
Hey, we heard that. Go ahead.
Well, Coach, all right. I guess with the building, I guess the extra schools, could you say how much has that, in your opinion, slowed down? The process of you actually getting the state again or getting over the hump.
Yeah, I think the thing that's affected the most is the depth and just the day-to-day competition. We've hovered around 200 kids in our program for the last about 10 years, but the quality depth is probably going down. And we talk about the old Urban Meyer rule of 10-80-10. So I think any organization, any team, NFL, college, high school, there's that top 10% of top-end athletes, really good players, and our top 10% is really good and really talented. But by and large, the bulk of your roster is 80% in the middle. It's the 5'8", 160-pound outside linebacker that runs a 4.9. What can you get him to do? What can you get his backup to do? What can you get those guys in special teams or the 5'10", 220 pounds, left tackle? From a year-to-year basis, you never know, what you're going to have right there. So I think that's where it's hurt the most is when you get an injury or just that middle of the roster. I think that's where you see it the most. And I think, it's hard to create that competition whenever there's the top 10%, and then the next guy is way far down, just the ability level. Is that where just having a good program, like a good program, a good system,
right,
in place, kind of helps you? Because you have to like build that depth. You have to build it, like you said, from the 5'9" linebacker. I think one example that I saw this year was with South Lake Carroll and with Longview, right? They both had injuries, and like I know South Lake, I know for a fact they brought JV guys up to play in playoff games because they had so many injuries on defense. So they play wide receiver and running back because they top 2 P4 running backs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So is that just and Riley always talks about it. They have to build that system. And that system is they trust the process and they building these players to be ready. Is that something that you particularly really focus on because of what we just talked about? 100%. We were talking about this at the clinic the other day. We try. I think the number one thing is you got to have a great off-season program from the time you get done in November, December, January when you start. From January all the way through August, that's really where you build the team. And so from physically, mentally, emotionally, all the different things, that's where you build them. And so that's the most important piece of it. What we also do is we play as many teams as possible. And it's not like that everywhere. You could go out there. For example, we play 2 freshman teams, sometimes 3 freshman teams. We'll play 2 JV teams. And it's a lot more work on our coaches. It's a lot more on our kids, but that's how we develop those guys. We'll roll out there for a JVB game. We may have 18 kids, and they may play 3 different positions in 3 different weeks. They may play receiver one week, they may play left tackle the next week, they may play linebacker the next week, but they're playing. Football's a hard game, and you work and you train year round, and you only get 10 games. And then so if you're one of 60, 70 guys standing on the sideline, just kind of standing there hoping to get in for 5 plays. Well, that's not very much fun when you're lifting and you're running. It's 100 degrees. And coaches are getting on you, and the expectations and the discipline's really tough. You got to let those kids play, because you never know when that 9th grade B team kid is going to develop into a starter as a junior or as a senior. So we try to play as many kids as possible and give those kids as much practice time as possible to try to develop them, because you never know. That guy may not play till he's a senior, but he could have an integral role, even if it's one play. That one play may be the difference in moving on or not. So we try to love on our kids and build them up and try to have as many kids available as possible.
Yeah, I like that philosophy, because some people just they believe in keeping their. They don't believe in B teams. Yeah, I know some programs. They is not trying to put no B teams out there. They either you good enough or you ain't. You know.
Yeah. But you know, man,
it's easy to coach the good ones. It's easy to coach the good ones, the other ones. And I tell administration this, and I believe this. I think in middle school and high school, you know, every school should have football, wrestling, and band. And I say that because you can take them all. You can, in the cut sports, basketball or soccer or baseball, all those things, you can only have so many. But we can take them all, and we give those kids a sense of belonging, teach them a discipline, teach them accountability, and even if they can't ever help us on the field, we can help them and help them as they move and navigate through their high school career, moving on to after high school.
Well, you know, let's just be honest. Most of those sports, if you do them right, are developmental sports. You know what I mean? Like having your receivers or your DBs playing baseball doesn't hurt you. It helps you. It teaches hand coordination. You know, having your big guys wrestling, they playing with leverage. You know what I mean? They understand when they to feel body weight shifted. I can make this move because his weight is on the inside. You know, I come back across his face because weight is on the outside. You know, it's all those things. Yo,
is that me or does it sound like you're breaking up a little bit?
Yeah, he's breaking up a little bit.
Am I breaking? Yeah, I'm breaking up.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi is horrible.
Oh, okay. It's probably meant for me to be quiet.
You might have to, because you had went back out. You might. Did you clear your browser out and all that?
Can you hear me now?
No, you sound like you
all right, I'll come back out.
You sound like you T-Pain. You finna go, I think I love her.
Yeah. Just meet me at the club.
Just go out and come back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Coach, before he come back in, because we got to get him right, because he was on the road, man. I love to hear Coach talk football.
Yeah, man, he was.
Now, you say you was the OC. Now, you an air raid guy, or what's your philosophy on offense?
No, I wouldn't say air raid. We've got some air raid principles in what we do. I learned under Todd Dodge. I learned under Clayton George, and you know, we're a spread, no huddle tempo team. That's what I would say our base is. You know, 10, 11 personnel. But you know, honestly, throughout the years and being around some different people. And really, I think you got to evaluate what you got on campus, and ultimately, what can your quarterback do, and what can your offensive line do. And so we've always had great skill kids. Offensive line, we've had really good high school players, but not like the big time. You know, the 6'5" and the 280-pound guys. We've had to adjust. This last year, we were very different than what we've normally been. I mean, we're a lot of 12 personnel stuff. Our quarterback. What was a downhill runner, big, strong kid, and all-state quarterback threw for 3,300, rushed for 1,500. And our offensive line was very senior heavy, very physical, experienced group. So we relied on those guys this year. So we're a little bit different this year. Brett Gilchrist, our OC, has done a great job of kind of morphing our talent into what works best for us. You know, the nuts and the bolts since 2010 haven't changed on how we do things, but it just looks a little bit different according to what personnel we have, especially at the quarterback position.
You have a great player that everybody talk about. I don't want to mess up his name. Is it Grace?
Davian Gross.
Gross. And you also had the running back that's coming out this year, right? Everybody wants to go to the Cowboys.
Ashton Genty. Yep.
With Genty. I'm assuming these two are not comparable, right? Because they, from what I understand, Gross is more of a Lil Jordan Humphrey type, like he was at South Lake.
Right.
And Genty is, obviously a pure running back. But do you think Gross is that type of special?
So what I'll tell you is they're similar in the fact that they're both so versatile. Because Ashton, when he came to us as a sophomore, he moved in from Italy, and that's Italy, not Italy, Texas.
The country.
Yeah, that's right. He moved in. He played defense as a sophomore. He was an all-state slot receiver as a junior. And then as a senior, he took over full-time at running back. And he's it's amazing because he's so thick and he's so muscled up. You would think he's stiff, but he's also, you've seen him run. He's so elusive. He's so quick in and out of his cuts and his breaks, so explosive. So he's very versatile. Davian's different. Davian's a tall kid. Davian's almost 6'3", 185, 190 pounds. Davian will probably end up being a receiver in college. And he plays receiver for us, plays running back for us. Really, he doesn't have a position. We just say you're a playmaker, man. We'll get you the ball in a lot of different ways and let you go do your thing. But we got, like I said, Genty, probably a first-round draft pick. Marvin Mims, who's the all-time leading receiver in the country for a career and all-time and for a season in Texas. Played for us as well. Pro Bowler for the Broncos. Got Nick Bolton and Jalen Ford and Trey Taylor all in the NFL. And I always tell people this. I say all that to say Davian Gross is the most talented kid we've ever had walk our halls. And so that's saying a lot. I mean, he's still scratching the surface of what he's going to be. Like I said, he's probably going to end up being a receiver in college. But right now he just does everything from kick return to punt return to running it to playing receiver. So both special athletes.
Absolutely. Willow, you back?
I am. Am I breaking up?
No, you perfect, man. Go ahead about your business. Now we can hear the golden tones of Coach Carr.
I don't have nothing. I believe Coach answered everything. I don't know. I forgot what we was talking. What we was talking about, Coach?
Coach,
we couldn't hear you.
What's that? Sorry. Say that again.
Coach, I don't remember what we was talking about, Coach. What we was talking about, Coach? You remember?
Oh, man, we started talking about 3 different things since you were gone.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna fall in line, Coach. Yeah. I'm just gonna fall in line, Coach.
He did say he's not an air raid guy, but he's more of a Ty Dodge kind of offensive guy.
Yeah, we do a little bit. We're the last couple of years we've been a heavy run team, especially quarterback run this last year. Like I said, our quarterback ran for 1,500 yards this last year. He was a bruiser. And so he's a versatile piece. He's gonna play both ways for us next year at several different positions. But all-state kid is a sophomore, so we got some weapons coming back. We're not short on skill kids. I promise you that. We got to replace the entire offensive line. Got a lot of good kids coming back on defense. Ooh. So excited to see what this group will continue to go into.
The entire offensive line.
Yeah, we graduated the entire offensive line, all seniors. First time that's ever happened. We try to play, and now we had a lot of guys that played for us throughout the year, so there's some experience there. And we got a couple of young guys who we're really, really excited about. And, I think we've got a young one that Deuce Morgan, who we think will be probably one of the biggest recruits on the offensive line we've ever had, because he's a big old sucker. He's got a lot of nasty about him, so we're excited about him.
So y'all kind of reload, huh?
Yeah, they just reload because they got 200 kids in the program. Yeah, they reload. They ain't.
It's crazy. Our senior class this year, the 26th class, we got 4 national kids in it. Davian Gross, obviously, he's an athlete, going to go, wherever he wants. Chris Knowles is a defensive lineman for us. Ryder Mix, our tight end, he's going to play some defensive end for us too. He's committed to Oklahoma. And then Jordan Deck, our safety, he can pretty much go anywhere in the country he wants. And then we've got, a couple national kids in the 27 class. The quarterback, Therese Hoyt, he's going to play some running back, and he's going to play some safety for us this year. And then we got a corner, Bryant Robinson, who's kind of blown up. He's a 6'3" corner, really good basketball player too. So we've got some guys. We just got to fill in some other pieces and see how it all gels together.
Man.
Yeah, Mac got you guys going to state this year.
He got you number 1 coming in the
preseason. He got y'all number 1.
Well, I hope we can live up to that. I tell our guys all the time that, the rankings are great and it's for the media and outside people. but all that is potential and tradition. So you got a little tradition, you got potential, and people are going to look at you. But obviously, you got to go out there on the field and do it.
Man, Matt gonna make a lot of people mad. He got South Lake #1 coming in. He got Lone Star #1 coming in 5A. Oh, all right.
Well, look. Let's be honest. Listen, that's our Dodge tree. All right. Now, what we need to find out is who gonna win this MMA fight. Is it gonna be Rayburn? Is it gonna be Dodge? I'm more inclined to go with the guy with the cauliflower ear than I am the guy with the muscle. So I need to know who's gonna win this, Coach. Who I need to put my money on? You or Riley?
Are you talking about Riley?
I'm talking about Riley, Coach.
Oh, no contest. I'm gonna call him right now and let him know.
Oh, so you saying it's you saying it's you? You saying it's you?
Hey,
you right?
Whenever I was in high school, I still there he is. I still remember when I was in high school. Riley was our ball boy. And I still remember his dad probably remember this too. He get out there to run a 400. Just see he had eaten donuts and a glass of milk before. He tried to get out there and run with the boys and get out there, and he just let it loose, man. Started throwing up everywhere. So I still remember that long time ago. But no, God, he is one of the best coaches in the state of Texas. There's no doubt about it. So I'm always trying to pick his brain about different things. He's one of the best offensive coaches and the most versatile coaches that I think are in the state of Texas right now.
So what you saying is you ain't gonna let no ball boy beat you. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, right. That's right. Well, he was a much better player than me too. So he's probably a better coach than me too, but yeah, I think I can take him in an MMA match.
Okay, that's all we need to know, Coach. That's what we're waiting on, Coach.
Riley definitely has the best MMA style. Like he has that snarl during the game that it's kind of hard to beat. He got that, it's like he looks at it, he gotta watch MMA because he got the look.
Hey, Coach Rayburn, he got ready to play Byron Nelson, Coach. I didn't even want to go over there and speak to him. He was gonna suplex anybody that came in his vicinity. He was locked in.
Coach be locked in, man. I ain't gonna lie, he do. Do you have that, or are you one of the laser focused guys, like pregame, or are you more of a just keep your kids loose type of guy?
Man, I like our kids and our coaches to be loose. Now I'm pretty stringent on our routine and making sure guys are they're locked in, but I want them loose too. I don't like guys being tight. I think when you worry and you have stress and anxiety, you don't play up to your potential. Man, I don't want our guys ever being afraid of making mistakes. I want them to go play free and fast because I think it slows you down when you're tense. And I think if you prepare the right way throughout the week, you're not going to be tense. You lose the fun and the payday is on game night. And so be loose, go out there and do your thing. Right? We put all the hard work in. Now let's go. Enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Hey, so you said that you don't let your kids listen to have their phone with them at all, right?
Have their phone with them?
Do you let them have their phone with them? Yeah. Do you let your kids have your phone with them? Oh, that was Coach Parr that said that. Coach Parr don't let it. Yeah. Coach Parr say he don't let his kids have his phone for 2 hours. Are you like that, or do you let them listen to whatever they want to?
When we go out, so when we get to the stadium and we get taped, we go walk the field. When we come back in, I mean, we got the big stereos, and I've never done this. I'd always been a part of it just being silent in the locker room. You sit in your locker room and you focus, and you can hear a pin drop in there. When I got to Duncanville and we were there, man, when we pregame, man, we had a bump. It was like a dang club in there before the game. But then once we came back in after pregame warm up, we killed that piece of it, and now it's time to focus. You could have your individual music and headphones, but everybody else is the whole group stuff is kind of over because you're only in there for about 10 more minutes anyways, maybe 15 minutes. And so, but no, while the first group goes out, man, we come back in from walkthrough, walking the field, man, it's bumping in there. We want the guys feeling that energy. We want them getting excited about playing, and then we go out there and get loose, come back in, and now it's focus time. And then we'll head out there, and then he's walking down the tunnel. Then those juices start flowing again.
So you don't let your kids listen to Sexy Red.
We just keep it clean. Whatever it is, we just want to clean. That's it.
You don't want to hear no getting sexy while you get ready for
Y'all don't take y'all shirts off in the rain and listen to Getting Sexy.
Hey,
don't answer that, Coach.
I remember in 2019, 2018, we go to play Lufkin at Baylor Stadium, and we go out there. I mean, it's freezing cold, and they're all out there. They all got their shirts off. I mean, it's freezing cold, and our kids are looking like, what in the heck is about to happen here? And so that was the first time, in a high school game, and see the whole team had their shirts off, bouncing around, and all our skinny kids are looking over there like, uh-oh. We ended up beating those guys, pretty good. They turned the football over a bunch of times and helped us out, but we beat those guys pretty good that night. And so, I think our kids, and they see it on TV. They saw Ashton Genty and Boise State taking their shirts off when it's cold. And we pulled up to the third round this year against Midlothian, and it's only like 60 degrees. And we had about 4 guys try to get everybody else to take their shirts. It's like, guys,
Coach, did y'all lose, Coach? Did y'all lose?
We didn't play well, but we did win.
Okay, all right.
I was like, if you're gonna act like a tough guy, man, be a tough guy in some cold weather, not in this, halfway warm weather. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of going out there with no shirt on in the cold. Like,
man.
Whatever.
I'm not.
You gotta warm up.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of you going out there and taunting the other team to show you how tough you are. Like you got 60 minutes. You can line up and do whatever you want to.
That's right.
That's totally legal, and impose your will and your beliefs on the guy in front of you.
That's right.
Damn that other stuff, man. I've seen teams come out with the hammer. We played Michigan State, man, and I was coaching, man, and it's a rivalry game. And Joe Bowden come out there with this big old hammer and throw this hammer in the middle of the field. And I looked at one of the other coaches and I said, we're gonna get our ass kicked today. I'm serious. Like I'm just a firm believer of that. Like I don't like premeditated tough guy stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's times in the game you can talk to a guy, you can be cool with a guy, but man, when that whistle blow and then it's time to go and it's go time, it's go time. Like it ain't all that other foolishness, man, is for losers. That's just what I believe.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a tough guy all the time.
Yeah, you got 60 minutes, coach. And then the ones I hate, coaches, when they get drugged, then they ready to fight like Ohio State. Ohio State gonna come out there. We whooped them on the field. Now they want to be tough guys and do all this foolishness. J Mac, you know how it is. You saw it. You know what I mean? You saw it. And then Texas gonna talk about be classy. But when Texas beat us up there in the big house, they came out, they little flag and planted their flag. We didn't fight them. We should have protected our stadium. Once you go in and you take somebody's stadium, it's your stadium. I don't care what you say. From that time on, while that game was going on, Coach, when you go on the road and you go play somebody, y'all win that game, that's y'all stadium. Because what we say, let's go take over their home stadium. Isn't that what we say every week, Coach, when we go on the road?
That's it, man.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree with the rant.
I love it.
I agree with it because it's like if you don't like it, then you got to stop it. It ain't that hard. Like it's football. you don't want them dancing. If you don't want them dancing in the end zone, don't let them in the end zone.
That's right.
You don't want them planting the flag. Now, beat them. Beat them. The losing team run to the middle of the field and try I've never seen it. So it ain't that hard. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of that, Coach, are you big? How big a fan are you of the 7-on-7 culture?
Not much of a fan. I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And our guys hear this all the time. I call it the foo-foo 7-on-7. We're out there doing the celebrations after I catch a first down. I'm doing 15 moves at receiver, quarterbacks looking around, taking 4 whole seconds right there and just not even taking a drop and just kind of underhand throwing it, whatever. I think 7-on-7 is a great tool to get better at real football. And nobody cares if you win 7-on-7. Nobody cares if you win 7-on-7. I don't care how many rings and lollipops you get, man. Let's go win real football. So how do we get good at winning real football? You do real football things. You practice what you do. And I don't know. And in basketball, you can go play a pickup game and with some random guys and it'd be good, right? Just go play. You can do that in baseball. You get on the mound. You guys go field. But you can't just get just a random collection of guys that thinks it's going to be a great product on the field. I mean, there's timing involved, right? Scheme. You can't just show somebody a card and say, hey, throw it to the open guy. I think and defensively, you got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to match routes. So I think it's a great tool to get better at real football. But I think and I think some of the lusters is losing 7-on-7 is losing some of its luster too. But no, it's for us, man. It's about getting better for real football because nobody cares what you do throughout the spring throwing the ball around. Can you do it in a live setting, right? Can you defend in a live setting? I got a lot of respect for teams that run a pro I or wing T and they get out there and they do 7-on-7, but they line up in their sets and they run it and they're going to boot and they're going naked and they're going to do all those things. But that's what they do and they get better for the fall. And I think that's what's most important.
Yeah. Don't tell DeSoto about that 7-on-7, coach. But listen, I'm with you.
About the team 7-on-7. I'm a believer in team 7-on-7.
Yeah, like to me, I think, like you say, to me, I'm with J-Mac. Like, I get all the to me, it's 2 things. You only get better playing football by playing football, right? Like, reps are reps. We don't care how we get our reps. They could be walk-through reps, run-through reps, mental reps, physical reps, visual reps. It don't matter. Reps is reps. We want those, right? The thing to me that is more important is because if I can keep my receiver and my quarterbacks together that's playing 7-on-7 through the fall, if my corner and my linebacker and my safety are all playing on the 7-on-7 team and we're talking through routes that we're going to see in the fall or that we're just talking through routes that's in our defensive rules, right? So if I got 2 out, I got 3 in, I got 1 vertical, like we're talking through all those things. To me, that's what 7-on-7 is about. It's about being able to take my team and allow them to get more reps over the course of a summer running the plays that we're going to run in the fall. It's easy to say, okay, I'm going to put 7 DBs in 7-on-7. Well, what about my linebackers? Don't they need work? Don't they know where they drops are? Don't they got to get to their curl the hook or whatever that, or wherever they zones are? So how are they going to get better if they're not allowed to play 7-on-7? You know what I mean? So to me, I think it's more about having your team running your rules, your principles, going through your things that's going to help you in the fall. I think those are more advantageous to a staff and to a coach like you than just having my kids playing random 7-on-7.
Yeah, no, I 1,000% agree. And when we do it in the summertime, we want our kids to take ownership too. Our quarterback's going to call every play, and we're going to have a safety linebacker call the defense. And so just like on a Friday night, they're going to take ownership when they go between those white lines. They should be well versed enough in our systems that they can call it. And they learn so much from it, and they're forced to communicate at a higher level because we get out there. If you're playing at AT&T Stadium for that state championship at some point, it's going to be loud in there, and you can't look over to the sideline and think you're going to hear what coach has to say. You got to take ownership of that thing out there, and so it's a great tool, but it's not something that we're real big on.
All right, I'm gonna tell you something that you're gonna get real big on, and you got to see if you look at it from this perspective. Do y'all have girls football out there?
We do not.
Okay. When your school gets girls 5-on-5 football, okay, they're gonna have a coach and have a coach do it. But one of the things that I found to be very advantageous is if you take your corner, if you take your defensive guy, whoever that is, your safety, whatever, and you take your quarterback. And you allow them to work with them girls and start teaching them different things, the routes, the footwork on defense or anything like that, where you allow them to put on a coach's hat, where you allow them to start learning how to game plan. what ends up happening is once you get those kids in that program to be a part of that, it'll make them better players coming back to you in the fall because they see things from a coach's perspective. They understand what it's like to communicate. They understand what it's like to teach. And then they will say, oh, coach, was I that bad? And you go, yeah, you was that bad. You didn't listen. But now they're conscious of it, and it helps them work through the different ways of being taught and different ways of learning that will help them moving forward. Just something to kind of keep in your wheelhouse when you get ready to do it.
I've actually been in contact. We've got a girl playing in 8th grade that travels around and does it all. She's got a mom that teaches at the middle school, and she's real big in the flag stuff. And it's coming. And we've had some conversations with the Dallas Cowboys folks. I think it's coming at some point. What it looks like, I don't know. But I kind of keep up with that stuff a little bit. The quarterback for the women's national team, the U.S. national team, is Benita Crouch, and she's from Carrollton, where I grew up. So I've known her for a long, long time, and she's spinning it, and she's all over the place.
Yeah, she cold. Number 12, right?
Yeah,
she cold, coach. She nice with it. Yeah, it's a few of them that's out here in the North Texas area that played on that Olympic national team.
Yeah. We got another freshman at Newman Smith. I forget her name, but I see her all the time on X, man. And she's training for it. She's really good. She plays soccer, volleyball, everything. She's just a freshman, but she coming. She's at Newman Smith. She coming.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun. I like seeing Coach Boone over there at Newman Smith, my alma mater. He's doing some great things over there. So I'm real proud of him and what they're doing over at Newman Smith. So he's done a great. I've known Boone for a long time, and he's doing some great things over there.
When you see him next time, call him Jay Prince.
I'll do it.
I'm trying to get him on next week, Coach. But if Willow don't quit calling the man Jay Prince. You do kind of look like him, though. But he do.
Coach know we his biggest fan, man.
Hey, man, I ride with Coach Boone, man. Coach Boone got that energy, too, man. I love going to the games, man, checking them out, man. The Boone got that energy.
Yeah, he got your alma mater looking right, Coach, for sure.
Yeah, and I hate that they had them injuries, man. I think they had a chance to win district if they didn't, they had some injuries down the stretch that kind of hurt them.
The quarterback had gotten hurt. He's a really good player.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we had somebody asked you a question real quick. If you want to answer that, Coach. He said, what do you guys do during the off season at Lone Star? Is it broken down by months prior to spring ball?
Yeah, let's see if I'm answering this question. I'm reading it correctly and answering this. But no, when we get done with the season, we hit our player evals and get everything cleaned up. We get our guys tested. And we come back in January, and it's that first phase, which is about 7.5 weeks. Man, it's all about getting big and strong. We need to put some weight on the guys. So we need to lift hard and lift heavy. And that's the big focus for us, that first phase. So it's primarily a lot of heavy lift days, it's progressive overload type stuff, and build them up, make sure, technique first, but then progressive overload of it and get them big and strong. And then we, as we do that, we're working in our speed stuff. Not a whole lot of change of direction. Not any football skills. We leave the balls in the closet. It's about getting bigger, stronger, faster. So all of our guys, I always congratulate them on the first day off season. I ask them how many guys, are dual sport guys. Of course, the basketball, soccer guys, baseball guys, raise their hands. And congratulations, every one of you guys is a dual sport athlete. All right, if you're not in one of those other sports, you are running track. And so we train all of our kids. You want as many kids competing as possible, varsity, JV. It don't matter if you're a junior, on the JV 4x1, even though you're a varsity football player. We want you competing, and we want you getting faster. And so we hit it that first 7-week phase right there. End with the test. The testing is a little bit more insignificant now than it has been because we do it kind of throughout. But we still do have big test days because we want them to get their juices flowing and get excited about that. And once we move from there, we move into our boot camp. A lot of people do a boot camp. Ours is a little bit different because all the different things it encompasses outside of school, not just during the athletic period. But once we do that, generally we hit spring break. We're hitting our skills phase where we're still lifting, but we're working football skills. still running track at that time, and then we move into spring football. Once we hit spring, we give them after spring ball, we'll hit a couple weeks off, and then we hit our summer workouts, and we rock and roll from there all the way to August.
Man, that's program. Y'all, you got that and got it memorized to the T. So do y'all participate in the SQT 7-on-7 or?
We have in the past. We've generally just done one. We're going to do a few more this year. I think I mentioned our quarterback this last year was an absolute stud, all-state kid, Carice Hoyt, one of the best kids I've ever coached, just in terms of the makeup and character of him. But as a sophomore, he threw for 3,300, rushed for 1,500. And I may look like the dumbest coach in the state of Texas next year, but he's not playing quarterback next year. Now, he'll still package there, but we've got 2 young quarterbacks that are going to compete for the job. Carice is going to play running back, play safety, play receiver, do all the different things, still package quarterback. But the backup this last year, John Madden, and then we got a young freshman, Trey Wright. They're going to battle for it, and I think it's going to make our team better moving those guys around.
And QB?
Say that again.
I said, Hart is he cool with coming off the QB? It's not going to be a problem, a team player like that.
No, honestly, it was his decision. And he's a ball player. He knows at the next level he's going to be a running back, receiver, linebacker, whatever. When I say, I think the biggest compliment you can give a football player is they're a football player, and he can play any position on the field. He's probably the best one at whatever you put him at, and that's what he is. And so he knows. He knows he could probably play quarterback. He could probably play whatever position, but he's the ultimate team guy for sure.
Okay, yeah, I mean I love to see unselfishness like that because I'll be honest, you don't hear that often.
No, you don't. You don't.
No. We live in the Porter era, so usually I mean usually the least about to be up, and the U-Haul is in the front of it.
But if you listen to him though, J Mac, I mean, what it sounds like, he's built a culture where those kids they're able to have a voice. You know what I mean? And that voice is not a selfish voice. It's more so what's best for the team, because actually moving him allows him to develop a true quarterback, which is something you're gonna need for the years to come, particularly for this season. And if you got a talent like that, shoot, it's harder to stop him at at receiver and running back, because now you got a game plan for him, and now it allows your young quarterback to grow. So I mean, listen, that's a good problem to have, Coach.
That's a great problem to have.
Yeah. It's a lot of people running around here trying to find one, Coach.
You know what, Coach? Yeah, you got 2 in hand.
Like that, you in great shape, Coach.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. I think it's important that they do have a voice. Now that's earned. You can't just come in and say this, that, and the other. You got to earn it, and we'll have that mutual respect and conversations, and we're going to press you and make sure that you're doing what's best for the team. But no, I think you got to have open, honest dialogue with your players. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the more that they're bought in, the more they understand not just the what, but the how, and all the different things. I think they're more productive that way, and they can help your team a little bit more.
Yeah. A lot of times when you're building a culture, you're talking about your team, I always say a lot of people say don't let the inmates run the asylum. But I think that's totally false. When you allow the inmates to run the asylum, as long as they're talking like you and they're leading from your perspective and what you've laid down, that's the way that your program is turned, right? That's the way that culture has turned in the building. And to me, allowing your team to have a voice and feel comfortable enough to have a voice with you, not out of disrespect, but just out of mutual conversation and a mutual respect. Coach, hey, what do you think about this? Or Coach, what do you think about that? Because a lot of times our kids see things that we don't necessarily see, from their eyes, because they're with their teammates. And there are some where you go, son, you should just be lucky you even got a helmet. You probably shouldn't even be talking to me.
Hey, I believe that's Coach Jared. I think he's over at Langston. He said appreciate the insight, Coach. On that,
Yes,
big shout out to Coach Paul over there and Weibo land, they definitely trying to make that move in 6A. So any help, man. Next time
We've had some
y'all
good battles with Weibo in the past.
Huh?
We've had some good battles with Weibo in the past. That was when Chris was there, Gilbert was there, but yeah, we've had some good battles with those guys.
I don't know if it was a good battle. I remember when Mills went out there and just. I don't know how good that was. Well, it was good for you.
Well, Chris still gives me a hard time about that. He said, "Man, I told my defensive coaches, he's like, we can't cover him."
I feel so bad. That was like. I mean, before we let you out of here, though, man, I do want to talk about Mills, though. Like, is that the greatest receiver you've coached?
Without a doubt. And people, have a lot of conversations about who's the best receiver of all time. Stats don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And it's not like he was on a bad team getting a bunch of stats. We were his senior year in 2019. We were 14-0 going to the semifinals. We had beaten Highland Park at Highland Park, which nobody's done in like 20 years. And then we ended up beating them in the third round in overtime. But his numbers don't lie. He broke the single season record in Texas for most receiving yards in a season. And then he broke the national record for most yards in a career. And so, what's more amazing, people forget about this too. He had several different OCs and 3 different quarterbacks his time in high school. Wow. And so, he was able to adapt and just do it. And one of the most phenomenal young men I've ever been around. And he still is. He's still the same great kid, doing great things for the Broncos, being a 2-time Pro Bowl, All-Pro, but just one of the most phenomenal people that I've ever had a chance to be around.
Yeah, he was, man. I thought, as great as he was, I know it's probably sound crazy, but I just didn't think he was talked about enough as one of the greatest receivers.
Right.
Maybe because he was up north or whatnot, but man, that kid was the closest thing to unstoppable as a receiver that I can remember.
I think his senior year,
how many they put on him.
Yeah, I think his senior year, he scored 8 times on the opening play of the game. Our OC at the time, Mark Humble, did a great job at moving him around and giving him opportunities to just make plays. And when you got a guy like that, find a way to give him the ball. You got to get creative because, I see people line up a receiver just on the outside or just on the inside. You got to be just like Eli did with their guy at North Crowley this year. You got to put him in every different position where somebody's going to be able to take him away at some point. You got to line up in the backfield. You got to motion them. You got to stack them. You got to motion them in, motion them out. Whatever it is, you got to find a way to get those guys the ball.
Yeah, especially him, man. I mean, I guess you could say, I don't know if you compare Gross to him because he's more of an athlete. But have you had any anything close to a go-to receiver like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some good receivers. Like this kid we had last year that's graduating, going to Texas Tech, Bryson Jones, is one heck of a receiver. I think he's going to really have a big career at Texas Tech. And we've had some really good ones. But Marvin Mims, he's special. And David Gross has, like I said, he's the most talented kid that we've had. He's a lot like Mims in the fact that when he's running, he's the fastest one on the field. I don't care who it is. He will be the fastest one on the field. And he can go up and get it. Now, he's a little bit raw right now, but he's really improved. And he's nobody's going to be able to cover him by themselves. I promise you that. They're going to have to get some help on him because he's big, he's strong, he's fast. And whenever he's on, and there's nobody can stop him.
Man. Okay, Willow, B-Rise, I'm going to let y'all holler at Coach. I don't want to keep him too long. Coach, you in the office or you at home?
I'm at home.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got an office at home?
Well, it's my wife's office is what she would tell you. She just lets me come in here every once in a while. You know how that goes.
I definitely understand. Go ahead, Coach.
I don't have nothing, Coach. I don't want to listen. Let me ask you a question. When you came out with them arms out, what we doing? What message we trying to send? You trying to intimidate us, Coach?
I honestly didn't think that. Let's see. There we go. I honestly didn't think that you guys would be able to tell with me sitting like this. But since it's on there,
Well, the phone you could. The laptop it hides it a little bit more, but the phone. It was
my daughter off cheerleading, and then I went up to the gym to get a quick lift in because you got to get it in when you can.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at you, Coach. You look good, man. Keep doing your thing.
B. Rise is our fitness guru, man. We got to get y'all back together, B. Rise, he ain't got no problem.
Yeah, he gets up at 3:00 in the morning and go lift weights for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It shows.
You'll see every rep on social media. Every rep.
If you want a 4-hour workout tape, Coach, listen, you want a 4-hour workout tape, just follow B. Rise.
There you go.
He got music and everything, man.
So I need you to top this, Coach. This is your made up rival from the Dub. You got to top this right here.
There you go. Raleigh Dodge, South Lake Carroll. We shout the Dub. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
He didn't hit you with the start.
He was smiling the whole time. I was waiting for like a mad dog look or something like that, staring me down a little. That snarl you were talking about.
You know what? When he with us, he happy.
He is happy.
When we walk up, when we still with the team, he's snarling. But when he see us, man, he in a pretty good mood, man. That'd just be Hebron on that, so he was happy.
Well, that's not true, J Matt. Because you picked him to lose against Longview. So technically he was happy because he saw me. He's like, Coach Carl, you did have my back. You said that. And I was like, yeah. He said, but this other guy? I mean, listen, Lucky Riley is just a nice guy, man, because he embraced you when he had every right to dog you. That's why he's going to be successful. And then his daddy ignored you. He straight ignored you.
Pop wasn't trying to hear me at all. Pop was like, I was like, hey, Coach Don. He was like,
he didn't want to talk to you. Then he had like, he said he must be winning. He said, hey, I'm Coach Carr, man. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, Coach Carr. Then we just had a whole conversation going on till the wife came and got him. Now, the wife might not like me because I was holding up the process. But he was having a good time.
Hey, Ray, let me tell you, Willow was talking to, they was trying to, this was after the after the Longview game in South Lake beat Longview. So we interviewing Todd Dodge, right? Now the whole Dodge family over there trying to take a family photo with the trophy. They got the grandkids running. Riley got his kids running around. He over there, the wife, his wife, and Mrs. Todd Dodge was over there, right? So now he had blessed us with about 2.5 minutes. But of course, Willow, Coach Carl likes to talk, right? So he started talking, and I'm looking, they facing me, I'm facing the Dodge family, and I'm telling Willow, hey man, they over there calling him, because they was calling him. Even Riley was like, hey, come on. And Coach Dodge, he ain't got caught up like coaches do when they talk to Coach Carl. How y'all are. Y'all love to talk when y'all talking football. So he was just having a great time talking to Coach Carr until Mama Dodge came over there, right? Mama Dodge walked over there and gave both of them the death stare. And needless to say, the interview stopped. Immediately.
When y'all know how it is. When you got to wrangle the kids and the grandkids, man, you better get it while you can.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, too, Coach. That's exactly what it was. He had the grandkids and the kids. She was so happy to have everybody there at one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
get that pig, and Willow was blocking. So I think I'm back in good graces, and I think Coach Carr, I think Coach Carr is the one out. But we gonna talk to the Dodge family and see. I got to get Riley over here now, man, because
I was thinking, you been talking about Riley a little bit, and my pipes hanging out here. I seen Step make a few comments on there. They always ask me that. Usually when I get Step on here or Tepper, one of my old OCs just got the head job at Frisco Heritage, John Fish. He was head coach at Woodrow Wilson, and so we always talked about whenever guys come to Lone Star, like, you got to lift weights. Like, if you don't lift weights, you can't be on our staff. Like you got to work out and you got to stay in shape because you got to have the juice up and the energy and all that stuff there in practice. And you got to kind of be the example for the kids and all that stuff. But I'm surprised Step didn't put something on. Yeah, there you go, Step, fittest coaching staff in Texas. That's right.
Why you didn't tell us this? Because you sound like coach out there in Ross City. Ain't that one of his rules, Willow? Ain't that what he said? That everybody works out? No backpacks?
Yeah, no backpacks at Ross City. But he spent all his time over there at Bucky, so I don't necessarily know if we can really count him in.
No, my man Fish is going to be over. We're going to be opponent this year, so we're going to have to really, really get after it right there. So,
hey, when you get a hold of Fish, put about 40 on him, Coach.
That's going to be Coach. The question is, you going to take it easy on him?
He's across from the sideline right there, so we can be friends afterwards.
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about. I still have to see a more ruthless coach than Coach Paul at Anna. My coach right there, man.
Mathis.
Oh, Mathis. You're right. Mathis is the number one. Like
if Paul is a close second. Yeah.
If the scoreboard,
I think there's a certain code in games for both coaches for the team that's way ahead and the team that's way behind. I think there's a code right there, but you got to abide by the code. So if you're up on somebody really big, right, and you're just bombing away and running trick plays, that's probably not right. But at the same time, if you're the team that's behind, you shouldn't be blitzing, and you shouldn't put your starters back in the game when other teams put their 2s and 3s in. So I think there's a delicate balance there too. You take care of each other.
Yeah. No, Coach Mathis, if you're not looking like this, Coach Mathis not happy. If you ain't looking up at that scoreboard, Coach Mathis ain't happy because that's what he gonna do to you. That just is what it is, man. And I love Coach Mathis like that too because he like that with everybody. They'll be his homeboys, and he still be.
Yeah. You're right. If you don't like it, you got to do something about it, though. You got to stop it. You got to stop it.
You got to stop it, man.
Part of it.
That's part of it. But now I'm gonna pay attention to that score with heritage now because and I ain't gonna lie, man. Fish must was skipping out on some of them weightlifting days because brother kind of skinny, or it's just cause he's tall.
The head coaching will take some years off your life right there and wear you down a little bit.
That Woodrow life.
We've had a lot of guys. I've had in my 12 years at Lone Star, I've had six times I've had OCs leave to be head coaches, and that's one of the things I'm most proud about our program for our staff is seeing guys kind of fulfill their dreams, and they want to sit in the big seat, and so they've had opportunities to go sit in the big seat at other places. So I think that's one of our charges as head coaches too is try to help other guys, not just getting your players to where they want to be in college and things like that, but helping your coaches get to where they want to be, help grow those guys, give them opportunities. And so I mentioned this the other day, at the clinic, and guys like Carlos Lynn and Anthony Chris and guys that just create opportunities and serve the coaching community. It's pretty awesome to see. And so we need more people like that are willing to not just take, but give to our coaching community and give to our communities for our kids and our programs.
Yes, sir. And once again, man, shout out to Coach Lynn, Coach Chris. Coach Lynn, my guy, and I'm gonna be honest, Coach Lynn got a pretty nice coaching tree out there himself, man. He got some beast out there that was under him. He out here doing work, man. So shout out to Coach Lynn in the way he's bringing up his coaches, and shout out to you, man. You got a lot of coaches that came from you too, man. They working. You got. Now, hold on before you go. Did Rangel play for you? Oh, that was Lone Star, right?
Rangel. He's at Oklahoma State, so he's battling for the starting spot right now.
Man, I remember him. I liked him too. All right, Coach, man. Hey, we appreciate everything, man. You stopping by. We got to try to get you back on when the season starts, man, and chop it up. And you can tell us when is the victory parade. You can tell us in August.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Appreciate the opportunity to just share with you guys and chop it up a little bit. I love it. A chance anytime I get to just chop it up with anybody, talking ball, talking program, and anytime you guys need me, man, just holler at me. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate the love, Coach.
Able to help us get some passes to the Frisco. Not let us on. I'm just saying.
Hey, Coach, what's your rival, Coach? Who your rival?
I don't know if we necessarily have a rival, just because there's so many different schools out there. It's hard to have just one. Generally what it was is like whenever you break off from a school, that's kind of becomes your rival. But I don't know if we have like one particular rival right now, to be honest with you.
Who's the last team in Frisco to beat you?
Wakeland beat us this year. In a
Wakeland. All right, there we go. That's your rival. All right.
Hey, Wakeland is a tricky team, man.
I know they are.
You can never sleep on them, man. They always win.
They're well coached every year. They've got good players, and they've got a lot of kids in their program. Like we talk about the depth and that. Like they've got a lot of kids in their program, and they do a really good job over there. They always have.
Yeah, because we gonna make that your rival, and that's the game we coming to. Just make sure we don't get pulled over when we come up there. We'll be all right.
Make sure we can get in there.
You guys will fit in just fine with us. I promise you that.
We're gonna hold you to it.
And we come up off that toll road here. We dropping names. Just be ready.
Just tell me with me. We'll be good.
Coach, we appreciate you, man. We'll catch you next time. Good luck on your all season working, man. And hey, man, anything changed, let Willow know. We can talk about it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a
good
sir.
Right,
take care.
Yeah.
I like Coach, man. That's one of my
Coach.
favorites.
All right, man. Coach, all right, man. He good people, man. We'll roll with Coach any day, man.
I ride with Coach here today. I swear, man. I ain't even gonna talk about it, but I wish I would have made it to the clinic, man.
Nah, you such a sucker, man. Me and Coach Lynn shut down walk-ons, Coach. They played the song "Time to Go" on us.
Man, but I'm old, man. I need my sleep,
Coach. And we got it. Listen, and we got up and went right back at it. You were nowhere to be found. You was nowhere to be.
Hey.
And you stay closer. You stay closer than I do. That's the crazy part about it.
I did because they got all that construction on 820. Dude, I got lost. I was in the hood of Fort Worth trying to take the damn detour. I ain't know where the hell I was. It took me almost 40 minutes to get home. No bull call because all that construction they had going on out there. B-Rise, you know how it is, brother.
Oh, yeah.
We went to the social Friday night after the basketball game. Shout out to Kimball. Kimball did their thing against Panther Creek. Knocked it out. So we said, let's go by the social, I-20 social, all the coaches there. Shout out to my man McHugh. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing my man McHugh, Coach Sam, all them cats, man. Coach Mann, shout out to Coach Mann was there. Being able to see everybody and chop it up. But we ended up staying a little later with Coach Lynn. All the other coaches had left, right?
All right.
We stayed so long, B-Rise. I ordered me some wings to go and ate all of them. Sitting there.
You did.
I ate all the wings sitting there. And I was tired, man. I was tired. And I need my sleep, man. I'm old. I need my rest. I need my beauty sleep, man. So I woke up late. I wanted to see Coach Jack. He was speaking at 11:30. Did you make it for that, Willow?
Yeah, I saw Coach Jack speak.
How you do?
Coach Jack do great as usual, man.
Yeah, man. I wanted to hear that, man. Cause he was talking about culture building too, right?
Yeah, he talked about how the Dub culture is gonna fail because they don't show up and where they need to be in places they need to be.
Yeah. I accept that. Coach Jack, I apologize, Coach Jack. Coach Lynn, I apologize. I don't apologize to Coach Carter.
You ain't gotta apologize to me. That's part of our culture problem. I bet you apologize to Swaggy.
Whoa, see, now you know. Shout out to Swaggy, man. Swaggy don't want nobody talking about basketball, man. So we ain't gonna talk.
Hey, did you get permission to talk about basketball on this show?
I did get permission to have Coach Collins.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I did.
You know, it's a monopoly on this basketball thing, man. Y'all be tripping, stepping on people's toes.
Hey man, I got permission. I got permission, man. So said it was okay for me to said it's okay for us to talk a little basketball, which I will say we do got some basketball coming up Tuesday, man. I think the game I'm going to, brothers, y'all need to meet me there. Is North Crowley and Allen at Capel High School.
Ooh, it's at Capel?
Yeah. Hey man, y'all just see this nice what y'all look at this nice willow jacket I got.
Oh,
that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Got the state championship on it.
Yeah, rocking it. But yeah, dog. It's going down Tuesday, man. And I hate that because Tuesday, everybody hot. Red Oak girls playing at Hebrew. Cedar Hill girls playing out there at Wilkerson. Like it's just Kimball playing out there at Forney.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go to since I'm already out of Cedar. I'm gonna go and just head to North Forney.
Yeah,
and watch that.
Yeah. I'm ahead from Irving up to Capel. It ain't that far, so I'm gonna head up to Capel and check out that game. Plus, I want to see Allen play, man. Allen might finally be good at something this year.
Is it okay if we go to those games?
I am working on. I'm efforting. I'm trying to get permission.
Make sure you get permission, man. I don't want you to fall up in these basketball games and they be escorting you up out of there. I'm gonna call OTC and see if I can get my media credentials.
Hey man,
you just go in with Snoop, dog. You good?
No, I got listen. There's a monopoly on these doors, man. Listen, the gatekeeper. I'm asking the gatekeeper. I don't want no problems. I'm going in there.
Hey, Carter playing Rockwall Heat.
And Rockwall. No, they're not playing. They're playing at Rockwall Heat, right?
They're playing at Rockwall Heat.
Yeah, I'm still going to Kimball. I like watching Kimball. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like watching Kimball.
I like watching that Kimball team, dog. Like if y'all
ain't watching, they are fun to watch, boy.
Kimball is fun to watch, brothers. And the Lakers and Mavs. Shout out to Marquise Goodwin. Lakers and Mavs is Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Where's that at?
On TV.
On TV.
Oh man, I ain't watching that.
What? Man, Luka clown today.
Man, I'm happy for Luka.
Oh, that's what I'm watching.
No, that was yesterday. Last night. Yeah.
Yeah. B-Rod, you can watch that on your phone. You can watch that on your phone while you go out, B-Rod. You just don't want to go out.
TV, B-Rod. B-Rod, you meet me up at Capel.
No, you don't, B-Rod. Go to Red Oak.
I'll go to Cedar Hill. It's right there by you.
Yeah,
go watch the girls play, man. Coach came on the show. We at least got to go represent.
If they're a 6:30 game, if it wasn't 6:30, I probably would have went and watched that game.
But Cedar Hill?
Yeah, Cedar Hill. They play at 6:30. If it was 7 o'clock, I probably would have went.
I'm gonna go out to this North Crowley game, man. I'm gonna go. This North Forney game, man. I want to watch this. Who Kimball playing anyway? Paris? Or is Carter playing Paris?
Carter playing Paris.
Kimball playing is like Longview Pine.
Oh, Pine Tree. Yeah. Oh, cause they finna man. They finna get ignorant on Pine Tree, coach.
Yeah.
They are. Look, that team reminds me of that 90 Kimball's team that had Jason Walden, who else was it? Gentry on that team. Who else was all on that team?
You're right, man. It is gonna be about 40. Yeah. Ain't no doubt about it.
It's gonna be a beatdown.
They gonna beat about 40.
Yeah, cause we already know that. That's what I'm saying, man. That I'm going to merch out.
There's a real reason.
Might as well. Might as well. Might as well.
I know I got me another game in there.
And it'd be Kimmel versus Carter Friday night.
Yes, that's the one we want. They didn't go ahead and have that at Ellis Davis. Go to rock out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's gonna be so big. Is that arena gonna be big enough? Because that's gonna be packed.
Oh yeah.
It'll work. It'll work.
Oh, with Lowe's work.
No, I would say, man, put it there. I would just put it there. Listen, it's in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And Friday at Lowe's ain't bad. Now, if they have it out there, you know, shit, you just don't know. You know what I mean? That's that. I don't know. I do it at Kincaid, man.
Yeah, I always believe in, you know, make them drive. That makes some people stay at home.
Yeah, you eliminate the foolishness when you make them drive, for sure. So,
yeah,
you know, do I really want to drive out to Marsh Lane with expired tags and no insurance?
Make them drive. Make them go out to Lowe's. Make them go out to Lowe's.
Do I really want to go out to Lowe's?
Put the ass out there in Plano.
Hey,
my back tail light out. I got black hubcaps on. Do I really want to go out?
Yeah. That's real talk. Real talk. So before we get out of here, man, hey, we got to give a big shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Dominique Spencer.
Yes, congratulations, Jack. Yes.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to show them. And just for you, man, I got this shirt on, Dominique. There you go.
What it say, Coach? What it say? I can't read.
Black men don't cheat.
No, they don't cheat.
We don't cheat.
Hey, I got it.
That's why we married. That's why we married. Good job, Coach Spencer.
Hey, I got one question before we get out this air, man. At a good, decent time, homely time. Is Jason Todd all right? Is he okay? I haven't seen him at all today.
Probably at the wedding.
Oh, okay, yeah. He probably the reception. Was the wedding today or yesterday?
The wedding was today.
Okay, so he probably at the reception. So he'll tell him what he got going on.
Yeah.
Now my next question
that's
is.
Why the show been so peaceful. This been a great show.
This
been a great show. Like we need somebody to get married from soccer every week.
Well, I got another question. This other question is this Lamont and Erica thing going on between whether or not North Forney is going to beat DeSoto next year. Can we have a not too early prediction on this game? Because I feel like somebody is in their feelings. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, let's go. That's a long drive home from I-20, 35.
So what you saying?
I'm saying it won't be close this year.
You saying the torch is real? It's
what you see on that shoulder right there?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because not too early to tell.
Yeah, I mean it's early. We gotta go. We gotta wait. Everybody ain't finished moving. Lisa's still getting up. People moving. Got rent houses everywhere. But all I'm gonna say, I just hope it's some DBs moving in 75115. Because if not, found it.
Oh, and that game is at Fort Worth this year too.
It is.
All of us.
That's all he said. He just said 40.
Oh, this all we gonna see.
All we do is win, no matter what.
And it's a little too early for that. So, yeah. We're going to see that, and then we got to see this.
Ooh, run it back. That's all Mitchell was saying. All Mitchell was saying at that point is run it back.
Yeah. Mitchell was like, man, can we get to next year?
Mitchell might not have a sideline for that game.
Yeah, man. I don't know if they are made up or not. Now we got to find out which side Mitch gonna be on, and which side Swag gonna be on.
Oh yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I don't know. It depends on who you're able to walk out with. All right, stop being petty, man.
Stop being petty, man. Let's get out of here, man. You just petty, dog.
No reason at all, man. Just no reason at all.
Just petty, dog. And I get blamed for it. But whatever, man. Great show, fellas. Once again, we out of here under 2 hours.
Oh, that's a record. Dude, did it.
Shout out to the Dub. Hey,
watch this.
Hey, number one Dub.
Football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go Hoods. Put it in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach trying to stand on the scene.